Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. This is my little weekend vlog and I'm actually going to be making some melon water. I had every intention of possibly cleaning out my craft room and then redoing everything, but it's that Father's Day weekend and it would involve me asking my husband to help me with some things, and I figured, well, I'll save it for another weekend, and plus I'm feeling a little lazy and a little under the weather. So I decided to treat myself and make myself some Agua De Melon, or melon water. This can also be done with watermelon or pineapple, or you can make it from the hibiscus tea leaves, or the, not leaves, but they're the flower petals, and that makes Agua de Jamaica. That's what it's called in Spanish. Anyway, I want to show off something because I wore this in a video, but I forgot to mention. I have this apron here, and this was actually a Mother's Day gift. It was another Mother's Day gift that I got, and I thought it was so pretty with all the little roses on it. It's so beautiful. It's a nice little set. It came in a box here, and it is Magnus Mary. My son ordered it through Amazon. That's how I received it. So if you want to find, if you like the way it looks, that's where it's from. It's not sponsored. I just thought I'd let you know in case you have questions about it. It came with a little mitten, another little kind of a oven type of thing where you can grab things with, and this beautiful towel. Look at that. I love the roses on it. It's so pretty. Anyway, I kind of didn't want to use it because it's so pretty. Came with a pretty little card here that wished me happy Mother's Day. But I'm going to use it because, you know, it was a gift so that I could use it for my videos, so I'm going to wear it. I've got a cup of water boiling and it's boiled enough. I'm going to pull it off a little bit here because I need to add half a cup of sugar. So I'm going to start off by doing that because I also need this sugar to melt in the water, and then I also need it to cool off to add to my melon. Okay, so let's get half a cup of sugar in there. It's like a simple syrup. Oops. A simple syrup is usually, you know, half a cup, you know, if you use half a cup of sugar, half a cup of water. It's a cup of sugar, a cup of water. It's usually the equal amounts, but I'm going to try it with half. I just threw a bunch of sugar on my counter here. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to fill it up some more. I'm just going to start it off with half a cup of sugar, as I was saying, with 1 cup of water. So maybe not use so much sugar. And I don't know how sweet my melon is going to be, if it is sweet at all, because I don't know if I picked a good one or not. But I'll find out once I get a little taste of it, and if I feel like I need to add a little more sugar, I will. So I'm going to add this to the water here and stir it up. Let's get that stirred. I just want to dissolve the sugar in the water. And usually when the water's already really hot, it really helps to do that. And I don't need it to thicken up. I don't need it to become a syrup. So we don't need it to, what is that word that I'm looking for? You know, reduce. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and let it cool off. I guess I should clean up my mess. Okay. Let me get the sugar cleaned up. So yeah, you guys, I really want to organize my craft room. I organize it and then I like how it is, and I organized it, then I actually moved it into another room, and then my husband built me this huge table for the room, and I've been loving the table. We had built it out of some like shelf parts that we bought, not parts, but some shelving, you know, like the piece of furniture that's like shelves that I purchased from Walmart. And then we created a table. You know, we used it on the sides of the table because we used half of the shelving for that on each side. And I was really proud of the table, and I really love the table. But when I'm doing my videos, I have to go all the way around the table, and I have like limited space because the room's not very big the way that I set myself up in there. I don't have a lot of space, but I don't want to move my workspace, my video space, to another wall because there's windows on the other walls, and I don't want to have light coming in. So I have to work on that wall that I have chosen to be my background, so that actually the light from the windows are actually coming in this way and not affecting the video. But anyway, or distorting the video with any sunlight coming in. So I have to work with that space that I have. Not that the other walls, well, one of them actually, if I actually move the table, would actually make it a little more spacious for me to walk around, because the room's actually a little bit longer than it is wide. But I have to go with it shorter because of the wall. But like I was saying, it makes it harder for me to walk all the way around, because I have to. The good thing is that we put wheels on the table underneath it, casters, so that if I had to push it up against the wall, and I could have space to work on, and I have a little fold-out table that I'll set out sometimes, and I can do something, do a craft or sew or whatever on that little craft table that's low enough for a chair. So it's got the caster, so I can roll it around. So usually when I need to move it, I just push it over. But now I've got some shelving where I want to push it towards, and sometimes I knock things over. And I've been a mess lately. It's just been a real big mess. Usually I would clean up as soon as I finish crafting, but now I seem to leave it for the next time I go in there. I saw somebody, how do you cut up your melon? I usually just cut it up in half, scoop out the seeds, and then cut it into slices, and then just, you know, when you have your slice with the skin on that, then you go in there and just slice out the actual fruit and then throw out the skin. But I saw somebody just do this, where they just cut, you know, little ends, so you just have it nice and flat on your cutting board, and then they were going around doing this along the outer edge, and he was cutting the skin like that. So that's what I'm doing for the, well, at least I'm going to see how that works out for me. Let's see. It looks really pretty, the melon. I just don't know if I picked a good one. But this is supposed to be melon time, guys, so. This is a cantaloupe, by the way, in case you're wondering what I'm using. A cantaloupe. That's the one that has the little rough skin. But you could do a honeydew melon. Why not? And honeydew melons are delicious too. But these were, I think they were like 99 cents each. And I actually bought 2 of them, just in case one of them wasn't so great. And usually when I grab a melon, it ends up turning out pretty nice for me. So I haven't had, like, maybe once. I can't really think. But I'm sure there had to be some time that I picked a melon that was like, ugh, it's not that great. This has a really pretty color to it, so I'm hoping that it has a really pretty flavor. Okay, besides my craft room, which I want to redo because I kind of tend to want to do it like every 6 months, I want to also do my son's bedroom, the other bedroom that we have, because my craft room used to be my oldest son's bedroom. Okay, so I want to redo my other son's bedroom and just fix it up. Make it, you know, decorative, because it's just plain right now. It's just really simple. You know, he pretty much cleaned it out, took out all his stuff, and there's really, you know, no sign almost of him that he used to have that room. So I want to just kind of like decorate it. And he'll be coming home like for a few days, just short, quick days, like in October. But his leave will actually be like a long leave. Will actually be for Christmas. So I want that room nice so that when he comes home, he's not just coming to a plain room, just gray walls and whatever. I want it to look nice. So that's going to be a project that I want to do. I can't decide if I want to do like I was thinking do like a cabin room look, you know, that kind of but then I thought, would he like that? And then I thought like a world traveler type of look, you know, put some maps on the walls and a little airplane and, you know, those kind of things, compasses and things like that, and a globe. But then I thought, well, is he gonna like that? He'd probably like it. I mean, he's not gonna say, I don't like this. But then I thought, you know, like what if I do like like a music-inspired room. You know, some old, not necessarily old, but old-looking rock posters or whatever music. Because he does have a little collection of some, like Frank Sinatra, the Beatles, and things like that. Some records like that, because he got a little record player for Christmas one year. So, you know, they're all doing that now, where they're buying the old LPs and listening to old music. I don't know if that's still an interest of his, but I do know that he likes to listen to music. Every time we've gone somewhere with him, he always asks, can I put, like, he puts music from his phone in the car so we can listen to it. And he always, here, listen to this, listen to that. So, I think I might go with that. What do y'all think? He's not, if I ask him, he's going to be like, oh, don't do anything to the room. Because that's how my younger son is. He's like, he never wants anything or asks for anything. If I asked my older son, he would probably say, oh yeah, make it Star Wars theme. Or, you know, something that he likes, his favorite team or whatever. Anyhow, let me see if this is, oh, I just stepped on some peel. That's getting cooled off. It doesn't have to be cooled off, but you know, whatever. So don't want it hot. Don't want a hot drink. Now, if you're gonna make melon water, you don't want any sugar in it. That's perfectly fine, because melon, if you get a good, nice, sweet melon, then it's delicious. You don't have to add any sugar. Just a little bit of water, mostly melon. But you would just put a little bit of water in there to make it more, you know, liquidy, and for it to blend up well in the blender. So, and of course, because you want it to be water. That actually tastes really good just like that. And that's how my mom has done it. I don't ever recall her putting any sugar in it. But and actually, I'm going to just try that for the first time, so that's what I'm doing. Adding sugar in it. We like it to be more like a agua fresca, which is like a water, and you just have like a hint of flavor. But when you get a nice sweet melon, then you get lots of flavor. I scooped out the seeds, just like that. So now, I don't know if all that peeling before was actually, it wasn't time consuming, because I felt like I took just about the same amount of time. You know what, let me try this. Yay! This has a lot of flavor. Mmm. Oh my goodness. That's a good melon. Let me cut off. And then we're just gonna cut it like into cubes. Actually, I'm probably cutting them real thin slices, and I don't have to. They don't have to be this thin. I'm gonna do the first half, and then I'll do the second half. You know what I like to do with melon? I like to put cottage cheese in there. That's usually why I cut it down the center, because then you have that little round rather than this long. And then you put some cottage cheese in there. It looks really pretty. Have you ever tried that cottage cheese in your melon? Yummy. Especially when you get a nice melon like this one. Okay. I didn't know if it was going to be really good, because as I was cutting it or peeling it, it looked like it was a little too firm. But the color is pretty. Okay, I'm going to do that part. I'm going to add a little bit of water to that. Excuse me. I probably should have filled up my water beforehand. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my blender. That is, it says 0.75 liters, which is about 3 cups of water. Probably should have been enough with 2, but let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to blend this so it's like really broken up. I put it on liquefy. Alright, so I have my first batch here. I actually wanted to put it into this little picture because I thought it was really pretty, but I feel like once I do the other half, it might be more than that. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in this one. I'm going to pour that right in here. Wow, that looks so nice. Look at how beautiful this is. That's what you want your melon water to look like. Okay, let me go ahead and put in the other half, which I've already chopped up here. Blend that in, and I will be back. All right, so I'm back, and I blended the second half of the cantaloupe again with some water. I gave this a little bit of a taste, you guys, and I'm thinking maybe my mom did add some sugar, or maybe she just added less water. I should ask her how she did hers. Usually she makes it and then she says, hey, I made some melon water, you want some? When my kids were little and she would babysit, they would stay there, you know, when they were very little, and then after school they would come home. My mom would have some of this, but she would actually put it either in little plastic bags or little, like little styrofoam cups, and then she would put like a little popsicle stick in there so they could peel off the styrofoam cup and have a little popsicle. So you could use that, or like the little plastic containers for popsicles, and pour that in. She also used to put in little plastic bags, just make a little knot, freeze them, and then just cut a little corner, and then they would just, like, you know, crunch up the ice, you know, and eat it out of the little plastic bag. That was a way that they enjoyed, like a little treat when they were with her. So I don't know, maybe she didn't add sugar. That's what I'm thinking. She just added less water and made it more the flavor of the melon. But this is Agua De Melon, so this is actually a water, not something that I'm doing as an ice, but it's perfectly fine. We could use it as an ice. Okay, I don't know if I even said I've added the sugar water in there. And now I'm gonna get a little glass and put some ice in it. What are you guys gonna do for Father's Day? We're actually gonna go have dinner. Did I even mention that? We went to go have breakfast earlier. With my dad and my mom. We usually have breakfast on Saturdays together anyway. But we treated them for breakfast, and then we decided we were going to have dinner tonight. So we won't have to do it Father's Day tomorrow, Sunday. We just leave it be a nice lazy day. And then we won't have to be around all the crowds. Usually for Father's Day, I think it's always better to do a barbecue anyway at home, but it's just so hot. And let's face it, if it's a barbecue, they're doing the work themselves. I'm going to squeeze some lime in there just to give it a little bit of a extra tang to my agua. You don't have to do that. Add that in there. So my little vlog won't be like a really, really long one. Like I usually have like an hour or so of them. I don't think this is going to be that long. So, because then I'm just going to go rest, and we're going to get dressed, go have dinner, and, you know, a nice early dinner. We had breakfast. We haven't had any lunch. I was actually munching on these little veggie chips. I thought some lime on them. See how that goes. Okay. Let me stir it a little bit after the lime. It's so foamy at the top. It looks so good. It almost looks like a creamsicle. Okay. So now I'm going to try it with the sugar added to it. Let's see if I need any extra. Actually, for my taste, what did I do? Half a cup of sugar to 1 cup of water, which is what I boiled up here. I mean, if you don't want to boil it, you can just throw the sugar right in there or in here and just stir it up. But I like the sugar to dissolve really well, so that's why I did that. What I was going to say, for my taste, this is perfectly fine. But if you like things a little bit sweeter, go ahead and add a little bit more sugar. I'll add a little bit at a time and stir it in there, see how that goes. But I really don't think a whole cup of sugar, like a simple syrup, you don't have to make that, because I feel like it's got enough flavor. The melon itself on its own had a lot of flavor, but once I added the 3 cups of water, or actually it was ended up being 6 cups of water, because it was 3 cups and 3 cups for each half, and then another cup that I boiled, so almost another cup because it boiled off a little bit. I had myself a little too long boiling it. So it's about 7 cups of water to 1 big melon, and then half a cup of sugar. But like I said, if you want to add a little bit more sugar, go right ahead. I actually don't think it would hurt it at all to have that, but I really like it just the way it is right now. So if you want to try that. The lime flavor is so very minuscule. And there I probably would want to add more if I really wanted that flavor in there, but it's so delicious. Okay, so you get yourself a good melon. You know what to do. So again, if you don't want to use melon, maybe you don't like melon and cantaloupe, you want to do watermelon, do that. What I would do with a watermelon though, is I'd want to take out all the little seeds first. Or if you do blend it, then strain it. So make sure that you don't have any little melon, like in a good tight strainer, so that you don't have little melon seeds in there. Also, let's see, pineapple I think would be just fine. I'm trying to think of what other, well, like you could try honeydew melon if you want it. What other flavored aguas frescas? Mango, yeah, you could use mango for this. What else? I can't think. Well, besides the Jamaica, which is hibiscus. Those are the popular ones. Maybe coconut. Use a little bit of maybe a little bit of coconut milk if you don't want to buy like an actual coconut. But I would actually buy the little flakes too. If you can't find a coconut, or you don't know how to crack it and all that. Maybe a little can of coconut milk if you don't want to use coconut water, because I don't really like the flavor of coconut water. I prefer the coconut milk. It has a little more flavor to it. Not only that, but it's it's got a little creaminess to it. So I think it would be perfect for something like this. And then of course adding some water and a little bit of some flakes in there and a little bit of sugar, I think would be nice to have a nice coconut water. That I have not seen an agua fresca de coco, but if it doesn't exist, well, it can now. So let's see. That's it. Strawberries. Do some strawberries. Whatever you want to do. Whatever fruit you want to do. Make it nice and refreshing. The reason that we're adding water is because we want to have a refreshing drink. We're not looking to have a smoothie or something like that. We're looking for something for this heat. And plus, I think aguas frescas were pretty much something that maybe was developed in like a time of need, when people don't have a lot of money to go buy lots of melons to feed everybody or whatever. But you had a couple, and you really wanted something to give the kids, something that was refreshing. Because some kids, they don't want to drink water, so you want to give them something refreshing that has a little flavor to it. So I think that was a way to make the water have a little taste, but go a long way. And it just became something that everybody likes, and it's part of their childhood. And so now it's something that you find in little stands here and there, but you can make it yourself as well. All right, everyone, we're going to cut this short. Tell me what you did for Father's Day, but I'm going to go ahead and wish you all right now a super, super day tomorrow. Hope you get lots of rest. Take care of your dads. If they're not with you, they're far away, give them a call. Tell them Happy Father's Day. Otherwise, if they're sitting right next to you, give them a little nudge and tell them, hey, what do you want for dinner? Make them a nice dinner, or make them a nice breakfast tomorrow. Make them feel special. So happy Father's Day to everybody. Give me a big old thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a big old thumbs up as well. I'm going to enjoy my melon water. Subscribe, everyone. Thank you all to those who have already subscribed. Make sure you hit that little notification bell. I do videos every Tuesday and every Friday, and I'm trying to do one every weekend. I'm trying to keep up with that. So let me know what you want to see on a vlog, besides me doing my craft room and my son's room. Let me know what other ideas you might have, and see if I can do that. I'll go ahead and try that. Other than that, share your social medias, and as always, enjoy.